Welcome everybody back with a video. Today we're going to be doing Should You Summon on the End of Month banner. Now I'm going to say this right off the bat. It is a premium banner, so keep in mind you could just farm the point event and you can pull these units from the BBS tickets. So just keep that in mind if you do plan to summon on this banner. Now I understand a lot of people really can't. It's very, very low odds that we actually pull a certain unit from a BBS ticket, right? So I don't really blame people if you do want to summon on a premium banner. I summon on premium banners, but just for the sake of your orbs, I recommend most people not to summon on a premium banner just because you will pull them eventually, right? You will pull them. So, unless you spend money on the game, sure, go for it. But in my opinion, I think you shouldn't really be summoning it unless you like these characters, unless you care for GQ, unless you're a brand new account. Those are the only reasons why I think you should be summoning. But overall, I think the banner is actually a pretty damn good banner. It's basically a full GQ banner besides the likes of Giriko and Halibel, in my opinion. I think it's a good banner, especially if you are a newer player. I do recommend summoning if you are a brand new player, just because the quality of units in here are actually good, in my opinion. So let's go talk about him a little bit, right? So Renji is mainly for a Spada GQ. He has about 50% bruiser plus the extra 20% thanks to his team party NAD buff. So he has 70% bruiser with lacerate everything. He doesn't have poise, keep that in mind. And he's not immune to weakening if I'm not mistaken. Yeah, he's not immune to weakening, so you do have to give him weakening as well. But overall, he's pretty much a NAD unit for the melee week of a Spada GQ. Overall, he's very, very nice. The only other option that's better than him is going to be Party Time Aizen. Yodorichi's nice as well. Fierce Battle Yodorichi. She has 60% NAD. And then overall, he's just a great NAD unit when it comes to pretty much GQ. Now keep in mind, you could use him to farm point events if you really want to, but he doesn't have poise, so keep that in mind. He does have recharge, so you could stack full recharge with him just to have his homie vortex around it. The vortex around him to be on most of the time, right? But comes down to you. But that's pretty much Renji in a nutshell. Giriko is gonna be a droplet character that has the killer effect 50% in multiplayer, which honestly, it's nice. I think he's very, very good when it comes to multiplayer quests such as epic raids and when it comes to just farming droplets. Other than that, I don't really think you should be using Giriko. I've seen some people use him in GQ. I don't know how it really works because I'm pretty sure his SA2 does not reach the boss, so I'm not too sure. So I've seen some people use them. I'm curious because I'm pretty sure this 625 lunge does not hit anybody. Maybe the mobs. Maybe, but he's mainly there for droplets and epic raids. Overall, I think he's actually a really, really good character and a very, very fun character if you do want to play with him. I do like him a lot. Next character, it is going to be is it the Fierce Battle Sajin? I think it's Karakura. I'm pretty sure it's Karakura Town Sajin. I don't think it's Fierce Battle. Now, this Sajin is a hollow killer. Keep this in mind, a hollow killer. Very, very important. Why, you may ask, is because Yamamoto is a hollow killer. If you got Yamamoto like 3 or 5, he could solo nuke Hollow GQ. Now keep in mind, I'm pretty confident, or a lot of us are very confident, that they are building up to release a harder GQ. We'll talk about it a little bit why I say that, because there are some units getting some weakenings that shouldn't be getting it on their said GQ weeks. Now people are going to be like, oh, it doesn't really matter. It does matter. It really does matter when they are making them specifically for GQ. So just keep that in mind. So Sajin, hollow killer, like I said, if you have Yamamoto 3 or 5 or more, maybe even 1 or 5 to be honest, you don't really need Sajin nor any NAD unit for Hollow Week. Now keep in mind, if they do make a harder GQ, you will probably want this Sajin. So this Sajin is basically absolutely cracked. He has 50% bruiser plus his 20% link, so he's going to have 70% right off the bat. On top of that, he's going to have a normal attack damage party buff, so he has 90%. Not only does he have 90% NAD, he has a 50% killer effect in GQ, and then a 30% melee damage in GQ as well. And he's also immune to poison, and he has a 100% chance to hit dodging at hollows. Overall, he's mainly there for GQ. He doesn't have guard break, so I really wouldn't recommend you using him in normal play. That's up to you if you want to use him. But overall, he's just a not PvP. He is a GQ unit, as you can tell. This banner is strictly a GQ banner. I think it's a good banner. I think these units are really, really good. But keep in mind, it's pretty much a GQ banner. Now, Byakuya, which to be honest, I am a big fan of this Byakuya. I really like him a lot. So, this Byakuya has 50% bruiser normally. He has 30% as a link, so therefore he has 80% bruiser. Right off the rip. Very, very nice, right? He has Flurry +1. He has Marauder, which is absolutely insane for a mid-month unit. He has the melee damage 30% in Guild Quest. And then on top of that, he does have the Strong Attack Recharge. Of course, now you could do the same thing. You could put him on 4 Recharge if you really want to. I actually like this Byakuya a lot. I use him pretty much GQ and PvP, so I'm always using this Byakuya. I think he's actually really, really good. He also has 100% chance to hit dodging Soul Rippers, which is very, very nice when it comes to the little farming scrolls, medium, I think. And then he dodges Soul Ripper damage by 50%, and then he's immune to weakening. Now, I use this Byakuya, like I said, for GQ, melee Soul Reaper, and I do use it for PvP. Thanks to him having the dodge Soul Reaper, he's actually really, really good at the moment versus the Kiryashiki and the Kenny. Overall, I think this Byakuya is actually really, really good, and I like him a lot. I have no complaints about this Byakuya. He is going to live quite a long time, even if they release a harder GQ, because he has 80% bruiser with the 30% melee damage. The only way they're going to make something better than this is if they copy the exact same skills and just give him the killer effect. That's really about it. But overall, I think this Byakuya is fantastic. I love him a lot. So, next is going to be Holobell, which I think is she the worst one to pull? Sadly, Chris, I'm so sorry. But I think she's the worst one if you were able to pull on this banner and you get her. I think she's personally the worst one. Don't get me wrong, I love this Holobell, but her damage is absolutely just terrible. I was so disgusted what they did to this Holobell because, of course, they did something brand new when they did this Holobell, right? Normally, every single arena unit at this time did get 40% Berserker, but for her, that didn't happen. She got 20% Berserker. That's about it. And then 40% damage to slow enemies. Good luck trying to proc that because she does not have Disabler. Only has Disabler in arena. But overall, her kit is good, but her damage is very, very lackluster. Right? I like her, but it sucks, right? Shinji, same thing like Sajin, where I think he is a phenomenal unit, but he has Hollow Killer yet again. He is absolutely insane with the E-Boost, which is basically booster. He has, 80% bruiser, then the 50% killer effect, and the 30% melee damage, and the 20% long range. Just Shinji is the best NAD unit in the game in terms of a booster and the highest damage. He does more damage than U-Hawk. Keep this in mind. He is absolutely cracked. He is the best NAD unit in the game when it comes to just a NAD unit in terms of DPS, right? He is absolutely insane when it comes to GQ. I love him. I think he's great. Of course, I have him 5/5, but overall, you just need him 1/5. Now, Alcon is a replacement for Christmas Noel. Now, if you want to summon, this is going to be the unit you summon for. He has Queen's Killer, which, to be honest, it does not really matter. Why I say that? Because he has Disabler versus every single power attribute enemies. That's really, really good. He has a Super Pot and Normal Pot, which is very, very good, which is why if you summon, I don't blame you, because honestly, I don't even have Noel, right? I may summon for him, so we'll see. Overall, he is great. I like him. He has Disabler. He has the Super Pot skill. He has pretty good damage, 60% Berserker. Actually, let me rephrase that. He has 40% Berserker, and then once he procs a stats element, he does a 40% more damage, which is really, really good. Especially with his kit, he has a really good chance to proc it. SA1 is just going to be a 750 AoE in front of him, which I like a lot. SA2 is going to be Sun's SA3, where it is a huge pushback. But honestly, if you are able to proc the stats element on him when he's pushing back, it's more than likely probably going to kill him, because he's going to be doing an extra 40% once he procs it. That's why it doesn't really matter when it comes to killer, right? Because having Disabler is absolutely, in my opinion, I think Disabler just nullifies the killer. In my opinion, I think it does. Overall, I think Uncon is perfect. I like him a lot. He's very, very nice, especially since he's a Prim unit. And Noel is extremely rare to get, and in my opinion, I'm not going to lie, I don't think Burn the Witch is really even worth summoning for anymore. Realistically, Bruno, dead. Christmas Nini, dead. Christmas Noel, she's the only really good one that's really holding up. Only reason you're summoning is for collection purposes, in my opinion. So next, let's go look at Kisuke. Kisuke is just like Sajin, where he is mainly strictly built for GQ. Now, no affiliation, normal attack damage 30%, very, very nice. On top of his 40% bruiser, so therefore, he has 70% bruiser, and then he has the heart attribute character. Normal attack damage 20%, so the same thing like, I think it's Shinji. Actually, I think he has 10% more than Shinji. He has 90% bruiser off rip. He has 50% killer effect in GQ, 30% in Guild Quest, and he has long reach. Overall, he's great. But like I said earlier, like I was talking about, he has weakened resistance, which makes absolutely no sense at all, because guess what? No affiliation melee weak has burn resistance. So, yet again, I do think they are prepping for a harder GQ, because otherwise this is quite a useless skill. It really is, when he's specifically made for GQ. So, I like this Kisuke. He's literally like Shinji, but just a different attribute. Because he has Marauder as well. He's literally the same thing. He just doesn't have E-boost. Overall, he's great. He's great. There's literally no complaints about this Kisuke. Every single Kisuke we get is actually really, really good. And then lastly, it's going to be Mayuri. Sorry for rambling on, but this video is quite longer than I wanted to. Mayuri, he's just good. 40% Berserker. On top of that, he has a 40% once he does damage versus a status element enemy, which is great. He has the 80% SP boost. So once he pops that Soul Bomb, it's going to hit insanely hard. Now, if he had a weakening, I feel like he'll be absolutely, I could say he's absolutely broken. But since he doesn't have weakening, he should be hitting like the Spirit of Void through Kisuke, but an extra 40% more damage, right? Because he does have the stats for the enemy's damage increase. So overall, I like the Mayuri. I think he's perfect. There's literally no complaints about him. Now you could complain that he does, what's it called? His killer, but honestly, killer doesn't really matter in my opinion when it comes to this type of damage. He also has a 40% increased strong tag damage, so yeah, again, his killer doesn't even matter, because if he's at full stamina, he's literally just going to be one-shotting them, man. Especially if he procs his paralyzed or poison, he's just going to murder them. Overall, I think it's a really, really good banner. If you want to summon, I don't really blame you, but like I said, they are all premium units, so you could pull it from BBS tickets just from farming the point event. Overall, good luck if you summon. I'm not going to be summoning, I'm just going to wait till end of the year to farm the point event or something, just because everyone in here, I'm not gonna lie, is 5'5". Shinji 5'5", Byakuya 5'5", Sajin 5'5", Renji 3'5", but I don't really want no dupes of him. Giriko 4'5", but yet again, don't really need dupes of him. Halibel, I would like dupes of her, but like I said, it's whatever. But overall, that is should you summon. I don't blame you if you should be summoned. I think this banner is actually really, really good if you are a newer player. If you want to get into GQ, or if you like the units overall, I think it's actually a really, really good banner. But I still think it's an easy skip, just because you can pull it from BBS tickets. But other than that though, thank you guys for watching the video. Hope you have a good day, and I'll see you guys later on. Peace out.